Hello. So recently I released a video about friendship and making friends as an adult on my main channel. It's a video I'm very proud of, and in it were snippets of a conversation that I had with the one and only Johnny Harris. And there was more from that conversation that I did not include in that video that I still wanted to share with the internet. Let me know if you enjoy this, if you enjoy these kind of longer format conversations with friends. I have them quite often, and I think I could film more of them and share them with the world if you're interested in that. So let me know. One final thing, if you enjoy the work that I do on here on No Backup Plan, consider supporting me on Patreon. It helps make more of this possible. And with all that said, I hope you enjoy.
Look at how cool these arches are, and look at how cool these doors are, and look where we are. We're in freaking Cyprus.
This was not on my radar at all, and I can confidently say I'm only here thanks to you at this point in time. I think I probably would have eventually come here. But it's so much more awesome to go somewhere with like a specific mission or somebody to travel with.
Absolutely.
You know. I have a belief that friendship can be found when you are sort of connected to your passions. You know, I was originally going to say like create work and put it on the internet, and that's how like-minded people will find you eventually, you know? But not everybody wants to do that. I get that.
That was your path.
That was my path, exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that I was connecting to a passion of mine. And you connected to that, right? You connected to the music that Tom and I kind of worked on together.
Absolutely.
You probably heard about what I was creating on YouTube.
Yes.
Or maybe thanks to Iz. I don't know exactly how that happened.
Yeah.
But that like, ultimately, it was almost just a question of, wow.
Donkeys.
I don't know if I've ever been this close to a donkey. Hello, donkey. Oh my God. We have a bit of a showdown going on.
There are donkeys on this island, okay? That's just a fact.
He's doing a story on it.
People have written about this, and it's just part of Cyprus's history.
Yeah. Finish your thought, man. I'm just capturing what's going on. It'll probably be out by the time this is out, so
donkeys.
Check it out.
Check it out, donkeys.
But I think like this is a universal, so it doesn't have to be like create work and put it out. It can be really quirky. It could be stamp collecting. It could be. I think that's how you can. It's how you can bridge the gap that feels impossible to cross.
Absolutely.
And then so much other stuff is possible. And then all of a sudden I'm cliff jumping with you. That was never. That would be so strange if I just randomly sent you a message about that.
Like, let's go cliff jumping.
And you're a very open person. I don't know. You may not have been very judgmental about.
But you're right. That there has to be a bridge. There has to be a bridge. And then it became language learning.
Right.
And like it became like, suddenly after we connected about Tom Fox and filmmaking, it was like, you're into languages, like you should make a course about languages. And then I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Donkeys, dude.
Is it scared?
I don't know if it's angry. I think your theory about passion being a bridge is really sound, because I feel like that is one way to find other like-minded people who have not just decided to work in the same thing you work in, but have decided to like put their soul into something else. That's a binding material that you guys can use to have friends. In my life, and I was like, what do I need to do to make friends? And I'm actually thinking about this because in DC, like, I'm really trying to cultivate like, how am I going to really start to develop a community of like friendships that are not just like my YouTuber friends from all around the world or like my college friends or whatever. It's just sort of like the baseline of my friendships right now. And I think the answer is like, I'm going to go join an ultimate Frisbee like club.
Have you done that before?
No. I do a lot of ultimate Frisbee. I love it. Like when I was in high school. But I've never done it like in adulthood.
Right.
And it's like...
Does that make you uncomfortable?
Yes, it makes me incredibly uncomfortable. It makes me so uncomfortable to show up and like be like, oh, I want to play Ultimate with you people. And like, I feel anxiety about it. In fact, I was going to try to do it this summer and I just sort of chickened out.
Really?
Yeah. But like, I know that like, I got to do that. I want to join, like, I want to maybe like find like some people to jam with.
What made you chicken out on that?
Just, it wasn't even a conscious decision to chicken out. It was like I'll get around to it next week. I'll think about it next week. I'm too busy this week. But really, I was like, I don't want to think about this because I don't want to think about like showing up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can be all confident and all whatever, but like, I want it to be clear that like, I don't have some superpower when it comes to social connections.
I'm trying to create a roadmap to like how you can think about approaching friendship and connecting with people. But ultimately, it's often invisible things that are the things that like, and I think the thing that makes you interesting to me, and maybe hopefully you see a reflection of that in me, is the fact that you're always questioning. We were talking about this last night. Like, it's that constant questioning, which I find incredibly valuable, and I don't see in a lot of people personally.
You can put theory and words to this, but like at the end of the day, Bill Murray said it best. It's like you just choose a person. You're like, I like this one, and then you like want to go do stuff. Like that is a sometimes ineffable experience that doesn't really warrant too much formulaic intention. Sometimes it can just be like, this is a happenstance, and this is really special, and it's hard to describe. The fact of the matter is, doing this in adulthood is hard, there has to be some effort put into it, or it will not happen.
But also a lot of patience, I think, because I started to get this idea that like, oh my God, those people aren't out there, you know?
Yeah.
And that was born out of a sense of loneliness.
Yeah.
But it's not constructive to think like that. Yeah. Those people are out there.
Yeah.
You know?
They are.
And I think sometimes what was blocking me were my own ideas about things.
Yeah.
I had this whole idea about essentialism, which I think is a really beautiful idea, but can, when taken to an extreme, be extremely restrictive.
Yes.
You know? Essentialism as in focus only on the essential, you know?
Dude, this
reduce
is
distractions, reduce unnecessary. But the thing about friendship, the thing about meeting people, the thing about adventure is that so much of it is spontaneous and doesn't necessarily serve an immediate, obvious utility.
Yes. Dude, okay, so I should have mentioned this earlier, but I actually got really into essentialism in like 2015, 2016.
Really?
Yeah, the guy
like
who wrote
Greg
that
McEwen.
book. Yeah, he's Mormon, by the way.
Mormon?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know him?
No.
Okay.
But he's like...
You would. I just feel like you would.
Yes. I made this list of my 7 pillars of like, these are the 7 things that are the foundation of my world. And they were like my relationship with my family. Like that was like number 1. Number 2 was like growing as an artist. Number 3 was like continuing my understanding of the world. Like, anyway. And I remember laboring over these in like 2015 or something. And I realized like, oh, friendship isn't on this. Friendship in adulthood is too hard. It doesn't serve a purpose right now. Like, this is not a part of like the 7 things that I'm going to put my effort into. And I just was like, I'm gonna keep my old friends, and if I make new friends, cool, but that is not gonna be an intentional thing, because it's not exactly what you said. Like, I got so into like pare everything down to like the essentials, and I really regret that now, because I'm like, now I'm coming around to the point where I'm like, no, this should have been like number 3.
Yeah.
And like I'm regretting that and coming around to it, and so it's now back up there in my little pillars. I don't actually have those pillars anymore, but like it would be if I made that list again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got too into the fact that like, I think patience is required. It's not some productivity thing. It's not going to make you more money. It's not going to whatever, but it's going to increase your quality of life.
Ironically, it might, you know, like friends can open new worlds to you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not the point, which I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the beautiful thing is that friendship can be world expanding, you know?
Yes.
And the thing that's the problem is that it's invisible for a long time.
Yeah.
You know? When we started chatting, like I think so, first it was DMing on Instagram and then like Marco Polo and whatever. I guess we immediately started like creating projects together, but I was just excited to talk to you. I don't know, I feel like you picked up on that.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I was excited to talk to you, and like I didn't really care if we were actually gonna make something or like go on a trip. Like it was just valuable to me to be like exchanging ideas.
Absolutely.
And to be hearing about your world, and you were asking about my world.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
I felt that way too. I was like, this is just good. It's like there's almost like a therapeutic element of just connecting with somebody without any intention or need for it to render income or render productivity. It's just like you're just connecting, like the most basic human thing. You're having a social experience. Yeah. And I think that is really healthy and really good for the soul, even if it doesn't have some like greater productive purpose. A number of years of trying to pursue this essentialism idea and trying to pursue this sort of like, I'm gonna whittle everything down to just the essence of like what I'm interested in. It got too formulaic, and I think it got too like structured. Yeah. And I realized that I was sort of sucking some of the joy out of life.
Yeah.
And that I hadn't practiced enjoying simple, mundane things in life other than my children and my kids, like that, like my family, like that is something I'm very practiced at, is like just enjoying that. But in terms of like other aspects of my life, I had optimized them around success.
But success with the definition.
With the definition of like sort of worldly economic success. I think when I got to my early 30s, I realized like, oh, this other model of just like pursuing this sort of definition of success isn't actually, it's almost the most cliche wisdom that anyone will ever give you. Always, but it's like I wasn't going to listen to that. I needed to learn it for myself.
Yeah.
Which is like, actually, the foundation of your happiness comes from relationships. It doesn't come from like having a lot of money and having a lot of success in X thing. And if I don't plant those seeds now, you know, how long will it be before I actually am able to have those experiences with just friends? And so, that's changed. And in fact, you're catching me in the middle of that change. It is changing.
How long ago did that start?
I would say it started to percolate for me about 3 years ago, but I've started to get really serious about it in the past year and a half.
I'm very internally focused, and that will never change. But what I'm coming to realize is relationships teach you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody's a mirror of you.
Yeah.
You know, a reflection of you. Whatever you dislike in other people is coming from within you.
Yeah.
In this world that's like very focused on the individual and like improving yourself and fixing your problems, some of these things can get thrown out the window, right? You maybe flung yourself into essentialism like me because you were trying to fix problems.
Yeah.
And what you did was you threw out something that probably could have offered a lot of stability and insight.
And just quiet fulfillment. That's what I'm looking for. A peace and a quietness that you don't find with the glamour and the success and all that. Like, there's a quietness that comes with these basic human experiences of family and relationships and just it's basic and it's quiet. And it's like, that's what relationships, having a network of people that you can lean on, provides. And that's what I'm trying to build.